Over the next 30 days, I plan on reading a book called How to Communicate, the Ultimate Guide to Improving Your Professional and Personal Relationships by Matthew McKay. In the beginning, I use sign language to introduce myself, which this book has nothing to do about. This book's going to help me with my conversations I have with people, because in the past, I have had a tendency to have an attitude, have bad body language, use a vulgar tone and vulgar language, which can affect the conversation. Sometimes it makes you seem less intelligent than you really are. So over this journey, I plan to work on how to express myself better in conversations, how to have better body language, and how to, this is going to help me have more meaningful conversations. In the book, it says the number one way to help communication is through expression. I express myself very differently than others, my tone and word choice, I guess you could say. But in the book, it says probably the most difficult part of communication is expressing your feelings. I express myself really well at times, sometimes I don't. It also says in the book that relationships change, accommodate, and grow when both people clearly and supportively express what they need. So the more I express myself, the more I can grow with a person and communicate better with them. So
Tough one. 6.
Why is that?
Because you're always cussing at me.
Mom, this is gonna do with you. And
based
why?
off week 1 for April 1st to April 8th. I was supposed to be working on expressing myself, which in my opinion I did really well, but based on the book I didn't do as up to par. I cursed a lot. I got in an argument with my mom over my grades, which I expressed myself really well. I mean, as I look back at the argument with my mom, towards the end we were just yelling and screaming at each other, and we were just trying to prove our point right and the other person's point wrong. And now I look at it, it brings the quote to my head by Epictetus that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And in the book, the way to help express yourself. So in the book, the best way to express yourself, or how to express yourself, is that first you have to listen before you speak, which I didn't do too well in. It's called listening with openness. It's difficult to listen while you're judging or finding fault in someone's argument, which I was. I was finding fault, saying that she was wrong and I was right. It didn't matter like what else she said. And then it says all information gets scrambled coming in when you build a case to dismiss a person's thought or idea, which I was. I wasn't really paying attention to what she was trying to tell me, which was C's aren't bad, but I can work harder. But all I was saying was that C's are bad and that I wasn't working hard enough. So that made a miscommunication, which affects how I communicate with her, which made the argument draw on longer than what it should have. So on this next week, I'm going to work on listening and my body language, because besides arguing with my mom, I do feel like I took a greater step towards my first goal, which is expressing myself. I mean, I didn't curse as much as I normally did. My tone was much better with people, and our conversations was much more polite. I wasn't so rude at times. And I also just expressed myself. I said everything I had to say. I got it all out. I mean, our conversation was smooth. I had less arguments because of that, because my tone was much better, and I was expressing what I had to say, and they said what they had to say. So,
because you don't like the truth. You get very defensive when somebody says something that you don't like. And so when I say things to you, you don't hear what I say. All you hear me say is, you're not good enough, and you just shut down.